Hello, everybody. It is Sunday, October 27th, 2013. Yes, it is Sunday morning. Yes, I am in front of my computer. Yes, I am going to church this morning. I have made a conscious decision that I can no longer continue to do what I do without getting my daily, my weekly word from the Lord. I got to get it. And I stayed away too long. And it's time for me to get back into the groove of things. And so, of course, this morning, yes, I will be heading off to Church Zion, Church of Christ Holiness, USA. Attended an impactful seminar yesterday, 8 hours long. Che Brown, Trevor Otts from Washington, D.C. came into town and gave an awesome seminar to the Detroit Association of Realtors. I did purchase one of the programs, so I see bigger, brighter things coming as a result of that, and just the training and everything as far as of my agents. They had another one, but I said I'm gonna check around and just kind of see, what I can do as far as with that particular one, and whether I can still save some money as far as with possibly locating something similar, just a little bit cheaper. But other than that, real estate appreciating in some areas. I wouldn't say necessarily declining in other areas, but I would say stagnant as far as in certain areas. Our Sherwood and Boston, Edison districts, and so on and so forth. Of course, those values have not come back to what they were or what they should be as they were about 5-6 years ago. Some of our other neighborhoods, as far as that, are lined with mainly brick bungalows, brick colonials. We're seeing increases as far as in values whereas before you could have snuck in and got yourself a nice bungalow with a furnace, hot water tank, and so on and so forth, intact for $5,000 in one of those neighborhoods. Now we're looking at values of, in upwards of $20,000 or more. So that's a good thing as far as for the city of Detroit. The bad thing is that many of the lenders, as far as with lending, according to the values as far as of a neighborhood, they all say that they have no minimums, but many a times, you may get with the loan officer that, says, hey, if it's under $50,000, I can't do the loan, which is a disservice, I think, as far as to many within the Detroit market, because those who can buy a home but may not have, $30,000 sitting off to the side, I think it's unfair, I really do. But again, it is what it is. But now, mind you, we do have loan officers that will lend below that threshold, well below that threshold. I have a few of them in my pipeline. So, if you're ready as far as to purchase a home, or you're thinking about purchasing a home, and you need to see exactly where you are credit-wise and so on and so forth, I have some pretty good referrals as far as for you in that aspect. As far as what's going on with the city of Detroit, of course, downtown is thriving. Midtown is thriving. New Center is thriving. But we need help as far as with the other neighborhoods, even with all of the development that's going on downtown, again, the major thoroughways, your Grand River, your your Michigan Avenue, your Fort Street, your Jefferson, your Woodward, certain portions of Woodward, all of those areas that lead to downtown. I feel, you know, they really, really need to be in the conversation as far as development. Because, you know, as I say, as far as in the city of Detroit, all roads lead to downtown. All major roads lead to downtown. And so that being said, you know, with all of these roads leading to downtown, you know, if in fact these major thoroughways were built up, you know, it only means appreciation, serious appreciation in values as far as for those areas that back those major thoroughways, you know, because then you're able to redevelop at least a mile out in back of many of those major thoroughways. And development like that, you know, I mean, it just means upward bound movement as far as in, you know, others purchasing and so on and so forth, because it spreads. It really does spread, just as we see in Midtown, downtown. We see a lot of purchases happening, you know, where vacant lots were, you know, easy to come by, and you're seeing vacant lots selling for $1,000, selling for $15,000 when you could have picked up a vacant lot for $250. You know, it is what it is. You know, many of us have, you know, run out as far as to the suburbs to, you know, purchase investment properties, or even, you know, purchase properties in the suburbs. And I get that, you know, some of it is safety. You know, you want to be safe. You want your children to be safe, and so on and so forth. You know, it is what it is. I get it. I get it. You know, something definitely has to happen as far as with this mayoral campaign. I'm just hoping to God, you know, again, may the best man win, but may the best man that's serious as far as about building up and strengthening our neighborhoods. You already know who my candidate is. It's Benny Napoleon. I'm sorry. I'm not falling for the okie doke as far as with what's going on with Duggan. You know, I'm just not, you know. And I think that, you know, it's like every time you get into this conversation, you know, people come back, you know, as far as with stuff, and they're trying to dig up, you know, and they're, you know, running a smear campaign and everything. And it's like, oh, Benny Napoleon's running a smear campaign. No, he's not. Duggan's running a smear campaign. You know, he didn't turn around the DMC, you know, as people think. He didn't turn around the DMC. He came in there, he sold the DMC. Okay, you sold the DMC and you received funds as far as from the sale, you know, and that's how the DMC came back. But then you laid off, you know, you got 500-600 people that were laid off, and some of them are still laid off, and now they're continuing to lay off people. So if you turned it around, you know, that doesn't sound like a turnaround to me. That sounds like a temporary band-aid that occurred, you know, and now, you know, whomever is left holding the bag has to figure out what to do in order to keep it profitable, because now you're no longer a nonprofit. Now you're for profit. So it's, you know, people get to, you know, and then with the Malice Green, and, you know, just all of the different things, you know. I mean, he was in the McNamara machine, you know, he you know, with Kwame Kilpatrick and all. I mean, it's just whatever. It's the same old, same old. And I tell you, for me, it's not about skin color. It's not about skin color. It's about integrity. You know, if you're white with integrity, fine. If you're black with integrity, fine. I'm good with that. I'll vote for you. Simple as that. But if you're white without integrity, or you're black without integrity, no, I'm not going to vote for you. So it's not a race thing. You know, and then people keep saying, you know, well, the one with, you know, who has the plan. What plan? You know what I'm saying? It's hogwash. You're talking about a man who sits here and is in conversations as far as with Snyder, conversations as far as with Orr, you know, just sneaky, dirty, you know, and then he has the corporations backing him. So the corporations are backing him, and he has all these volunteers, and he hardly got any money as far as from his volunteers. So if all your money is coming from corporate America, where does your loyalty lie? Where does it lie? Does it lie with my neighborhood? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It lies with the corporations. And then people say, well, the corporations are going to be responsible as far as for building Detroit. No, the corporations are worried about downtown. Building the neighborhoods is not going to make them any damn profit. Be real. Be real. It is what it is. It is what it is. And people need to get it in their head. Business people think about the bottom line. I think about my bottom line. What's going to keep me in business? What's going to keep me above water? What's going to feed my family? So if it takes laying you off, if it takes cutting this and cutting your hours in order for my business to succeed, guess what? That's what's going to happen. But when you run a city is about services. A municipality is about services. You got to keep my services going, or else it's taxation without representation, because I'm paying for a service that I'm not getting. I'm paying for better schools. I'm paying for better streets. I'm paying for my garbage to be picked up. I'm paying for my bulk pickup to be picked up. I'm paying for all of these things. And so if I'm paying for these things and I'm not receiving them, that's not how you run a city. It's not. And the city is more than downtown Detroit. It's more than downtown Detroit. It's Crary St. Crary. It's Rosedale Park. It's Grandmont Subdivision. It's Morningside. It's Bagley District. And so on. That's what a city is. That's what Detroit is. And we want the city to be accountable for its vacant lots, for its vacant houses, for its crappy service. We want them to be accountable as far as for that. Downtown can take care of its own. Downtown is doing just fine with the abatements as far as for the taxes to be able to build, and so on and so forth. Give me a damn abatement. I need an abatement. I'm paying taxes according to the value of my home 5 years ago. 5 years ago. I have no mortgage. I'm cashed out. Okay? And I digress. It is what it is. But the neighborhoods, they got to be taken care of. Anywho, this is Rachel Saltmarshall. It's Sunday, October 27th, 2013. And yes, I am going to church this morning. You have a blessed and prosperous Sunday morning. Talk to you soon.